pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right, any public comments? Yes.
Small audience tonight. Maurice Haddams. First of all, a comment and then a question. The comment is, since this is mostly about the Board of Finance for meeting tonight, 3 weeks after the Board of Finance meeting on June 17th, their minutes are still not posted with the town clerk. And I think it'd really be nice if we had minutes that we could see before a meeting like this.
For the Board of Finance?
Right. Is that what I said, the Board
Yes.
of Finance? Okay.
Are
Yeah.
you
I checked
talking
today,
about the Board
3
of-
o'clock today, and it's still not posted 3 weeks after the meeting. So,
They have a meeting next Monday night.
okay, will you spank them? Okay.
I can't speak, I will relay the message.
All right, here's my question though. The question is, on the second page of the resolution, there's a paragraph in bold that says, a sentence that says, "The board may reallocate the appropriation among the projects so long as the aggregate amount of the appropriation is not increased." So the first part of the question is, I would imagine that if we looked at 2 projects like the Tylerville sidewalk and the Route 154 sidewalk project, if we, the town, wanted to increase the money allocated to those, we could take it out of something like the $3 million road construction project because it's on the list of projects.
So I won't let you use those 2 projects because it's a funding of an 80, so I'm going to use the Tylerville project as an example.
Okay,
So the project estimate is $1,570,000. So it's an 80-20. So whatever the cost is, 80% is covered by the state and the 20% is covered by the town. So we wouldn't increase what we paid. It would only be if the cost of the project was more and then to be allocated. And I don't anticipate that to be because a lot of work's done on that. What I would probably say where you would find that to happen is how we are doing it now with the roads that we initially bonded for the $6.7 million. Once we use the funds, we allocate it towards more roads and do more work. But it's theirs as a cushion. So
Okay.
I would highly doubt that it would happen on the sidewalk project because they're kind of set and done. Like we have to fill out grant paperwork to a specific area and we have good estimates of what we got in and we've already gone through the process of selecting the engineer and doing what we need to do with the state. Again, anything can happen, but I would highly doubt it would be on those 2 projects. Just for
but as long as it's
information purposes.
on this project list, there's some possibility of reallocating those funds, is what the paragraph says.
Yeah, so
What the
for
sentence
example,
says.
if the radios come in at $805,000 instead of $800,000, then yes.
Okay.
If the funds are additional.
Now, the next part of the question is, if it's a brand-new project, such as, pick anything, sports complex in the Scoville buildings or something like that, that could not be reallocated because it's not on this list.
Absolutely correct, yes. And we are going to set a public hearing tonight, so this will be discussed at the public hearing, which will be August 6th, right? It's a
Right,
Tuesday
okay.
night.
Right.
So there will be a public hearing with the Board of Finance on all of these questions to answer. And I'm happy to answer what I can right now,
Okay.
followed by a town meeting that night.
All right, that's good, thank you.
Any other public comment?
I'd just like to respond to Maurice's question about the Board of Finance minutes. There's state law that says they have to have those within 7 days of the meeting. So waiting until next week is not appropriate. Technically, it's an FOI complaint today. So I urge you to file a complaint with the Freedom of Information Commission because it has, as you said, been 3 weeks. This is something that needs to be done. And actually, the motions they have to be posted even quicker. So this is something that it's a serious thing, especially for the Board of Finance. That's state law.
Well, in my lifetime experience, minutes are really most accurate if they're done right after the meeting.
I agree.
Because if you wait now till somebody's been on 4th of July vacation and stuff, you can't remember.
Usually
probably why
not
the law
everything is
exists.
recorded by a recorder. Usually that's why we have a tape recorder to record.
Okay.
So it's not done by
That
memory.
helps,
Yeah.
okay.
Just so that. All right, we'll move on to approval of the minutes from June 10th.
Since we just got those this evening, I'm going to ask, do we table them? Because there's 4 pages of minutes here that we haven't had a moment to read.
I don't mind taking the time to look it over.
Is there a problem waiting to approve these at the next meeting?
No, but I mean, the agenda's not that long, so. Oh, do you want to read it?
I just don't think it's a responsible thing to give us minutes, 4 pages of minutes, 5 minutes before the meeting, and ask us to vote on those, and take up time to read them during the
But
meeting.
we are getting paid to be here, so I disagree.
Okay, proceed with the vote then.
I don't mind taking time. You want to read them, Brooke? We're all here and. Are you going to read them, Melissa, or not?
No, I don't think that this is a good use
All right.
of time, to read 4 pages of minutes and look for errors.
There's not a lot of information that would need to be changed. Again, we were all present.
I'll just abstain from the vote. 4 pages of minutes should be provided more than 5 minutes before the meeting.
Okay.
A motion to accept the June 10th minutes. All those in favor? Aye.
I will abstain.
Opposed? The June 19th minutes. A motion to approve.
I don't even have those.
They're in the packet.
They're not in mine.
I thought I emailed them.
Nope. No minutes were in the email.
Sorry about
All
that.
right, well, Melissa, you weren't at that meeting, so Larry and I would just have to vote on it. It was just setting the, rescinding the date that, because we couldn't have the town meeting when it was originally scheduled.
Right, yep. Need that motion?
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
I'll abstain.
Any tax refunds? Let's see. All right, we have a real estate refund for $2,206.10. And we have motor vehicle refunds for $60.27, for a grand total of $2,266.37. A motion to approve tax refunds. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
We have a resignation letter from Mark Lundgren on June 26th that is resigning as a member of the Haddam Board of Finance effective June 26th. So just for the record, Mark, you're here. Thank you for serving on the Board of Finance. Appointments. So we had appointed, when we joined CRAD, I was appointed to sit on the board. That appointment time period is up. Also, and further down the road at some point, we had appointed Liz Glidden to be the alternate. Obviously, she has left employment from the town of Haddam. So I need a motion to reappoint me to the CRAD board. I'm going to do it until 11/19/19 because that's when my term is up. And I will also do the appointment for Bill Warner, the same time period to 11/19/19. So whoever wants to make appointments when they become first selectman, they can make their own alternate appointment. So if I can have a motion to approve.
We should do them separately. They're 2 different appointments.
Okay, so motion to approve me as the,
Make that motion.
any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Nay.
Opposed? And then as alternate, Bill Warner, till 11/19/19.
I'll make that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
It's a great, great health district. Much better than we had.
Absolutely.
All right, under new business, we have a request from Vista. They have done this previously for their annual Tour de Shore to be held on October 6th. There's not going to involve any road closures, however, they will be coming through Haddam. So if I can have a motion to approve.
I'll I'll make that motion to approve them to come through town.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Just some of this. All right, in front of you, we have the new resident trooper contract. Time period is from July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020. A motion to approve. Any discussion?
Yeah, page 3 of the contract, under E, technology, where it talks about the interoperability of our equipment with their equipment. Because I know that's the purpose of this contract as stated in the cover letter. Will we be responsible, this is very vague, will we be responsible for any equipment for the troopers? Such as, any of their technology, other than their computers in the office?
It just says, but not limited to, I mean, I know they have body-worn cameras that are issued, their license plate readers. Drones aren't approved by our insurance, so I don't see that going through. No, it was my understanding that the, computer, the printer, the phone, the internet, all the things that we're currently paying for are what we're paying for.
So all the other stuff, Connecticut State Police will be taken care
That's
of?
my understanding. There's a lot of vague areas in this contract.
It would be great to get clarification on that, I think.
I had a discussion, we actually discussed this at length at cost and CCM, and that was the information that was given.
So that's a definite then?
By the information I was given at the meeting, that's my best answer to you. State of Connecticut can always change its mind.
Well, it's a contract.
But again, there's a lot of vague language in this contract.
Okay.
It was written by the state.
And also, I find it interesting for the audience too, is that there'll be no paperwork kept at the office. It prohibits any paper records, which I find interesting, at the resident troopers locations.
Well, you have to go through their communications office anyways to request
Of course,
information.
yeah.
So
But
I think it's just a housekeeping in case things are broken into and where offices are, and they do a lot more on their computers. I don't think it's any more than that. All right, any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. So Cove Road, we would receive funds from Eversource to improve the paving on Cove Road. Cove Road needed additional work for drainage that was done. So right now, that was funded under Fund 17 due to all the drainage work that was done, and they actually needed to put another little additional layer on top of the paving, and the cost of the materials from when it was quoted versus when the work was done was a little bit higher, not much. So we need to allocate out of Fund 31, which is the bond fund, $60,000 to cover the additional drainage work and the additional expenses that were done in Cove Road. And by the bond ordinance, the Board of Selectmen has the approval to do this, and there is more than enough money to do it. So if I can have a motion to approve.
Is that labor and materials, or is that just?
It's everything,
That's everything.
absolutely everything, yep. Approve $60,000 to be set up under Cove Road under Fund 31. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And we have a request from Anna Arnett from Overland Park, Kansas, that she wants to convey 12.7 acres that's landlocked to the town, parcel to the town of Haddam, to convey it to the town. So this would have to go to town meeting, but the first step would be for the board to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay. The last is the resolution, or the bond ordinance. Same resolution that we voted on at the last meeting. Unfortunately, we had a conflict with Board of Finance members and the chair to be present to present. After we were told the dates were good, after we had voted on it at our last meeting, there ended up being a conflict. So we need to re-vote on what we voted on at the last meeting with the resolution. We do, it's Tuesday, August 6th. We can do the public hearing to start at 6:30 at the firehouse, and the town meeting to start at 7 p.m.
You said 6 or 6:30?
6:30.
Can we combine the Arnett property with that meeting?
Sure, that's what I thought we would do.
Yeah.
So if I can just have a motion. All right, so any other discussion?
Do we want to, let's just clarify the motion.
So we probably, so the motion is, here, if you want me to read this, or can you just read it? You want me to read it? Thanks. I need a motion to recommend to the Board of Finance a bond ordinance entitled, an ordinance authorizing the issue of bonds and notes of the town in the amount of $7,007,250. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. $7,007,250 to certain capital improvement projects, also known as ordinance, and approve the filing of the text such ordinance with the town clerk pursuant to section 3.7D of the town charter. B, to call a public hearing on the ordinance, and C, to call a special town meeting for the purpose of submitting such ordinance to the electors and citizens eligible to vote at town meeting for their consideration and vote.
And also we can put that other email on there too.
Let's vote on both separately, yeah.
Yeah, we'll vote on this, and then we'll amend the
Right.
agenda to add the on that property. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Nay.
Okay.
I'll just make a motion to hold a town hearing and meeting for the acceptance of the Arnett property
Right.
on the same evening.
Make a motion first to add it to the agenda.
Well, it's on the agenda.
Well, to set up a town meeting is not on the agenda. So if we can just have clarification of that.
I'll make a motion to add calling a town meeting to accept the Arnett property to the agenda.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
And then make a motion to accept the Arnett property at a town meeting, to put forth to a town meeting acceptance of the Arnett property on the same night, August 6th.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That's it. Oh, there is a letter that we received, came in, Bill Warner actually had a copy of the letter. Do I even have a copy of it?
It should be the first thing.
Okay. We can have a motion to add, there's correspondence.
I'll make a motion to add the Rolumco correspondence to the agenda.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, so basically there's a letter written from Rolumco, and I will read the letter for the record. First Selectman Millardo, on behalf of Rolumco Corporation, the owner of the industrial property located at the intersections of Route 81 and 154 in Haddam Village, I would like to formally offer the property to the town of Haddam for purchase. I'm aware the town has recently decided to acquire the Haddam Elementary School site located adjacent to the Rolumco property to the north, and I commend the town for that decision. I think development/redevelopment and improvements to Higginham Center are best managed by the town, and the best way for the town to control its own destiny is to own the properties which are critical to that development. Without question, the Rolumco property is such property, and with the town owning the Haddam Elementary School property on one side of it and adjoining town garage property on the other side, the town has alternatives which would not otherwise be open to it. I propose that a purchase price of the property be set by arm's length commercial appraiser and negotiations between us and the town of Haddam. We believe the appraisal will establish a value of somewhere between $2.5 and $3 million. I am aware that the town is actively seeking a town garage site, and this property has been discussed by the town in the past as potential town garage site. With the existing town garage immediately across Depot Road, the town rental of the 11,000 square foot steel building on the property, and the other 7,000 square foot steel building on the property, use of this property with that proposed would be seamless. The front of the property would still remain available for commercial development, as the town and its planners deem fit. I would appreciate it very much if you would circulate this offer among interested parties and advise us on the process to have further discussion. Thank you very much in your kind attention to this matter. Very truly yours, the Rolumco Corporation, signed by Andrew E. Becker, Secretary. All right. Is there any public comment? Yes.
Is it that landlocked property location, and is there any contiguous land that the town already owns?
Yeah,
Okay, so there would be access to it?
yeah.
Okay.
It's adjacent to an existing 63-acre parcel owned by the town.
All right,
Near
that's-
exit
It
7.
borders the town of Chester.
All right,
Yeah.
then, so we could use it, we'd have a usable piece of property rather than taking it off the tax rolls and not being able to have it used to it, so.
Correct.
So is that set on
It's on the
South side
south
of-
side of exit 7, yeah, on the hillside there, near the power lines.
Any other public comment? Okay, motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.